I want to share a beautiful story with you in perspective of your so-called imperfections, the things that you're scared to share or to mess up, and how they're actually some of the most beautiful, magnetic parts about you. So there's this quote I love by Rumi that says, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." But I also think that the so-called wounds we have are where our light shines out. So let me tell you a story. The night before starting my business, I pictured it to be like this beautiful seance and process of just like feeling calm and collected and excited to share. You know, I'd been working on it for months, putting everything in place, and I really pictured that by the time it came, I would feel so just self-assured and confident and ready to announce to the world my business. But instead, I was really going through a lot of fear around it. I remember journaling and like the tears coming down. I just felt so scared imagining what people would think and my coworkers seeing it. And it just felt very big to me to be announcing that I was doing something in a completely new industry. People didn't even really know that I was getting all these certifications and doing all this work to start a business because I was still in my corporate job. So it was something I would do nights and weekends, but really keep quieter about because I wasn't ready to announce to the world that I had this dream and these plans that I've been working on in my own free time. And so I just felt like such a wash of nerves, and it was not at all how I pictured feeling. So as I was journaling on it, I got this beautiful visual of, instead of the wounds and the messes and the imperfections about me being the things that people would look at and say, you know, who are you to do this? You're not qualified. This is so strange. Instead, I just pictured all of my personal stories and the things that I felt vulnerable sharing being like these little wounds where the light would shine out of me. It's almost like if you have this vase that's imperfect and cracked, you have these little slivers where light can get in and out. And so for some reason, I just saw my own self and story like that. Like instead of viewing the things that I was about to share, you know, from my own personal story as these imperfections that people would look at as scars, I saw them as these beautiful kind of broken parts of me where the light inside of me could actually shine out. And so ever since then, I've pictured that whenever I've shared a personal story, I've thought about it like the places where the light can shine out of me are the places where I've gained wisdom, where I've gone through things, where I now have stories to share because they have been the harder things to learn or the imperfect scars about me. And that light, though, is going to be what shines like a beacon to other people who can recognize their own wounds and imperfections and my own, who see that light and feel summoned because of the story that resonates with them, because they can see I'm another human with scars similar to their own. And so, especially for any of you with a dream to make a difference in someone's life, whether it's through a business you want to start, or a book, or a podcast, or a speech, or any other number of things, but you're feeling, am I ready for this story to reach the world? Am I ready to share the most vulnerable inner parts of myself? What if you can reframe fear to think about those parts as where the light shines out of you and where it shines on other people and helps them, and where they are going to feel drawn to you because they're going to see that light and recognize your light in them, and vice versa. So that for me is one of the most beautiful visuals that I've carried with me, and just truly a perspective that completely changed my life and how I felt about fear, just knowing those are the things that's going to connect me the most to others. And you know what? That has been the truth. Like anything that I have felt the most scared to share, those are always the stories that really do connect and resonate with others the most. That's not to say you should share the things you don't feel like fully processed around, or that you feel like you have some trauma with. Definitely not. Like get to a place like I was where you feel ready, but you just feel fear. And truly kind of reframe that fear gently by saying, this is truly the best parts of me. This is where my light shines out. I believe it is for me, and I believe it is for you.